in here, and apparently we're live. Welcome in everybody to PMA Sessions with Punk Rock Saves Lives. It's what is today? 10/28, 3 days before the magical Halloween night that it's going to be hard to celebrate this year. If you do go out or you're hanging with friends, please stay smart. Wear whatever mask you got and your Halloween mask, and you won't feel like I do right now. Hopefully, we started unfortunately coughing last night. I'm hoping it's allergies, but I went and got a test this morning. And I'm gonna stay home the next few days and make sure they call me with a negative test. I really think it's allergies, but it's really getting to my. I've been coughing like stupid today, so
that's how I was. That's how I was. There's definitely something going around down here that isn't COVID, so it's just kind of been just a little nerve-wracking and a little inconvenient with everybody having to like take off work and quarantine for something that is going around but isn't COVID. But like it just feels really irresponsible to rule that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why
being at the grocery store and sneezing or coughing and not having COVID, and everyone's looking at you like, get away.
They're ready to kill you. Hold on. It looks like Sammy has made it in. There he is. Hey, Sammy.
Sick.
I can't hear him.
No audio.
You might have to log out and log back in, but make sure you approve your video and your audio when you come in. So
we can just all learn sign language real quick, and it'll be
blink once if you can hear.
Do it.
Hey, it looks like we might have everybody. Look at it. Wait, Kyle.
Oh, dang. Well, now we need 2 more so we can pull off the Brady Bunch 5.
Look at that. The entire.
Some Kyle made it.
Well, our entire team and your entire team. That's a first in a while.
Yeah, check that out.
Well, guys, if you haven't guessed yet, if you're out there in the internet world, our guests this week are Get Dead, and I'm not kissing ass because I think their new album is one of the best albums of the year. It's been something cool and bright to listen to in the middle of all of this shit. So normally I kind of go around and introduce everybody. Got my brother Dan beside me here. He's back. He's our kind of our mental health expert, and he just sits around in these a lot and kind of takes notes and gives people links and all sorts of shit. So if you think he's not talking a lot, he isn't. But that's just part of the deal.
He's our chaperone. He makes sure we all stay in line.
And he's in his new apartment up there in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
There you go. No doubt.
Right. Out to it. We got Scotty. Whoa, Scotty disappeared. He's back. We got Scotty, Mike, and Kyle right now from Get Dead, and Mackenzie in the middle is my always co-host and sometimes host without me, which is rad. And how's everything in Albuquerque going down there? What's going on?
Things are really cold. We went from 75 degrees to 25 degrees was the high the very next day. So we got more snow than I've seen in years, which has been fun, but also just not fully prepared. So that's been nice. So it's kind of nice to have the day off because of this stuff, and I got to stay in with my dog all day and just watch the snow outside. Other than that, things are pretty all right.
There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys are all Bay Area. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I live down in Hollister, California, down out in the country.
Yeah.
I'm out in the boonies.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
As long as there's no fires, that's an okay place to be.
Not right now.
I'm up in Sonoma, like an hour north of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Radical.
Where there are fires.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they're at.
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco. I'm right in the middle of all these guys right now. But yeah, we're spread out a little bit. We're all Bay Area. Yeah.
I know the spread out thing. Our little side project band, 2 of us live here. Adam lives in Vegas from the faction, And April from Sniper 66 is our drummer, and she's in Austin, Texas. So, hey. All right. It looks like we got Sam back. Let's see if we can hear him this time. Sammy, can you hear us?
All right.
Yes, I can hear you.
There it is.
I'll be right back.
Yep. It's okay to jump in and out. We do all sorts of stuff on here. But since COVID started, we've been trying to do this every week on Wednesday nights and get some bands we love to come on, talk about what's going on in their life. Obviously, you guys have the new album and all of that, and the press is going crazy. And then we talk about ways you're handling things in your life that might could help people out here in the punk world handle what's going on in their life. You know what I mean? It's has there been let's start with Mike. Mike, has there been anything in like San Francisco that all right, what's the normality? I mean, California's rates are really good right now. They're one of the
San Francisco has been pretty lucky. We were the first city, I think, in the country to really crack down and start wearing masks. So our numbers are really low. My sister she's one of the head nurses at UCSF. It's one of the major hospitals in San Francisco, and I'm continuously checking in with her as far how are the numbers, and I mean it's been really low, real low. So we're really fortunate on that. But it's really strict here in the city. If you walk outside on the street, everybody's wearing a mask. You'll never see anybody in a store without a mask. So we've been pretty lucky that way. But it changes as soon as you get a couple hours outside of the Bay, which I have and noticed. But overall, yeah, I feel pretty safe in this city, Scotty and I had a little get together the other day, and we went to a park in the city, and they had these big Dolores Park. It's like this famous spot in the city, and they had like all these social distance circles drawn on the ground so you could hang out, and that was interesting, But we got to get outside and kick it, so whatever.
They have those at every park, right, Mikey?
Probably. I don't know. I haven't been making the rounds of multiple parks around San Francisco lately, Sammy. Yeah. Sammy, what are you doing?
Oh, you look safe though with that mask on.
Yep.
You told me that fucking responsible people wear masks and put a mask on.
Yeah, it's safe, man.
I love it. That's a fun mask. That's why when you get
other people.
Kyle, how's things up in your area, Kyle? Are they are people kind of staying apart from each other? I mean, country they kind of do anyway, but
not really. I mean, it's strict out here with I guess they just enforced some new law or whatever. They could give out $100 ticket if they see you walking around town without a mask on. Whoa. Outside.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's kind of crazy. But
yeah, Albuquerque's been doing the ticket thing for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody personally who's been fined, but
yeah, I don't see much people doing it, but I don't know. I just think the whole thing's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we wear them in the stores and all that.
Yeah, Denver just reimposed stage 2 lockdown on bars and stuff yesterday. So we're going back into it as it gets cold, and the numbers here honestly haven't been very good. And I'll be honest, when I went to a drive-through testing site today, and it was a long wait. So
yeah, down here it's been we have some new restrictions, and I'm not a COVID denier, and I think the restrictions are a good thing. Albuquerque shut down really hard, really quick, and we did great for a while, and then things start opening up, and people just started acting like idiots. So now, because you guys went from 50% indoor capacity to 25% with restaurants, we're still at 25% indoor capacity. But if your restaurant wants to keep that indoor capacity, what they're doing now is that they're sending the DOH alongside the National Guard to spot test restaurant employees. And if anybody refuses to be tested, then your rights to serve inside are taken away. So I'm not fully looking forward to military personnel stuff up my nose. and I don't think it's going to solve any of our problems.
That's
But
that's insane.
I'll let you know if it happens to me.
It's unheard of.
And if you saw that comment I threw up on the screen, our dear friend Helen from North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, I could be completely wrong, but Helen made me some masks and Tina some masks and sent us some cool masks, and she's willing to make for anybody if you need any. Look in the comments there, Helen. I'll take great care. Jesse Carr says, "What's up, guys?" If you know Jesse.
I know Jesse. What's up, Jesse?
Jesse!
How you doing, bud? Jesse lives in Sonoma with me.
There you go.
And Sonoma is still super shut down. We're the last county in California where everything's still outside. The bars are fucked. Everybody is not working. It's not good.
Oh. Yeah, that's the scary part. My trying to keep us afloat through this, because obviously the charity can't tour with great bands and do its outreach program and stuff. I've been door dashing as much as possible to just kind of keep Tina and I afloat. She took a job at the blood bank, but if we have to quarantine, I guess she has to do her recruiting from here, which is kind of cool, but also not. Luke, hey, look at here. Luke from King Rat jumps in. And they are the new jaywalking. So,
good way to word it.
Speaking of that, Luke, I got the book. Thank you. Luke sent me and Amanda Close says hello to everybody. Luke sent me a copy of The Belcher, his book. It's a punk rock superhero that belches, and I can't wait to read it. And he also threw in a King Rat 7-inch. I'm stoked about it. I hadn't seen that before, so I'm going to be rocking that one out. What's that? Somebody's asking, what's that Timmy guy? Does that make sense?
Yeah, where's Timmy?
There.
Is it good? Is he president? Where's he at? Is he with you, Scotty?
Yeah, where is
I think he's got something going on with his daughter.
Oh yeah.
I hope
Frankie
everything's
Lou.
okay.
I think he's all right.
What are you laughing at? I legit want to hope that everything is okay with his child. Scotty, I don't know why that's funny. You're laughing at inappropriate times.
Everything's groovy over on Timmy's end, I think.
That's good.
Keep saying his name, he's gonna show up like Candyman and be super upset with you.
Timmy.
Don't say that name 3 times, Beetlejuice. Come on.
Do like those mirror rules? Do they count for like live stream, like looking at an iPad or a screen? Like if I say Bloody Mary 3 times into like a StreamYard camera?
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah. With the way 2020 is going, I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
If it does happen, we all get to
3
see
days
it.
before Halloween on a full moon, I'm gonna leave it alone and we'll figure it out next week maybe.
Is it full moon today?
Halloween will be a full moon, so I just feel like it's a weird week where we should all just be extra mindful.
It'll be virtual trick or treating where the kids just get to look at the candy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That'll require people to make fewer visits to a dentist. So that's probably a good thing.
Oh, the dentist.
Yeah, what about the dentist though? Their kids got it.
Yeah, but I mean, their kids' college is already paid for. You know.
Yeah, their kids can eat toothpaste.
Every dentist has like my parents probably had to pay for kids to go to school because I got a lot of cavities as a kid. So they're fine.
Jeremy says North Dakota is the worst per capita in the nation for it right now. That's not good. You would think a state like that where there's so much room and the population isn't that big, you could easily socially distance, but you know,
apparently South Dakota doing really good. Isn't South Dakota not locked down or something?
Is it South? He said North Dakota, so I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, North Dakota's been really, really bad. Their transmission rates are super high.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're worse than ever. So looks like California is, for the first time ever, the safest place to be, despite the fires.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, at least we got that going for us.
Yeah. So let's talk about the album a little bit. When you guys, how long was it to write it? It's been a couple of years, or what was it?
Yeah, we started like writing the songs about like 2 years ago. maybe 2.5 years now that the thing's over. And then we had a couple songs that we just kind of like put in our set randomly just to check them out and see how people were feeling. And they ended up getting on the album. But yeah, it's been on and off. I mean, we're writing new songs. We're always writing new songs. We got new songs right now. Mikey's written 2 albums already. By himself.
There's
Yeah,
nothing.
I had a question about that. So you have this new record that you're putting out, that you just put out. A ton of great feedback on it. You can't tour it, but you're also writing more. So would you wait until you can tour this album before you put out a new one, or what do you kind of see the future looking like?
I would definitely. If COVID keeps up, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I would like to put out an EP every 3 months. I mean, that's people. I mean, you got a captive audience, and people are just. I mean, if you keep them locked up even longer, they're gonna need. It's like Netflix running out of content for people. You know what I mean? If people are gonna run out of shit to listen to. I mean, I'm already. Whatever it was, like YouTube Premium or whatever. And I went and got a Spotify one because just like hitting the mix station or whatever songs they play, it was the same shit over and over and over and over. I couldn't take it. So it's like you're getting people are getting to the end of all their fucking music libraries and they're running thin. So I think that if anybody's sitting on music, you should just release it for the the betterment of all of us.
The greater good.
That's fair.
And then don't.
Yeah, I definitely will not turn down new music. That's a good thing. So it's and that's my silver lining. It seems like to all of this COVID stuff is so many amazing bands actually sat down and wrote. You had time, you could think about it, you didn't have to rush it, and you could really hone in your craft. I know Mike and I talked back in February in San Jose at the Factions final show, and he said y'all had a lot ready then, and then you honed it and it came out and literally one of the best albums of the year. So that's a pretty that's a pretty rad thing. So
yeah, man.
And
thanks.
And we've been talking to so many bands, and I know the Authority Zero guys last week said they've got probably 3 albums worth of songs done just in this last 3 or 4 months. They really took it seriously and sat down and wrote, and that's a pretty good feeling, It's so
I think set lists will have to be longer when live shows come back, because like this year, there's all this music that got released like this year and last year that, I'm like, oh, I want to see that live, and I want to see like the good throwbacks live, and now you're going to have like 2 more albums to play live as well. So are you just going to play like 2-hour sets?
I hope not.
We're going to get more like angry people on Twitter being like, they didn't play this song, or this song.
That's always the thing though with new albums. It's like you don't know how much new stuff to play. People want to sing along a little bit, but at the same time,
that's
the old ones.
Yeah. So if you put out like 3 records before you tour again, you're gonna owe everyone a lot. I feel like.
Yeah, everybody's like stuck inside like listening to the album. That's all they have to do. So when it comes out, like you don't have to play, just 3 songs off the new album sprinkled into the set. You can when we come out, we're just gonna play the album front to back, and it's 36 minutes and like 24 seconds or something. Yeah. And that's that. And then we'll like play it. If we got a couple more minutes, we'll do like 1 song or 2. But that's it. I fucking hate playing songs. They're so old.
Yeah. Or you just play your entire discography. Do like 1 show where you play the whole discography and then just tell everyone to do it off. Do whatever you want.
I don't think
no more albums. Discography tour.
I'm gonna start.
I think it was really cool. A few seconds ago, Kate commented Mike on his Bronx shirt, and that's pretty rad. We were kind of when we.
Hey Mike, show him the bottom where the stain is.
Next time we get Dad on, we're all gonna wear the same shirt because I think we all own that shirt too.
They've always been Normally we have some dogs and cats show up, so that's awesome.
These guys, we got 2 little known ones, and they keep bombarding me right now.
You got new cats, Michael?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, kittens. Let me see them.
We got one. Here's Jaya.
Shut the fuck up. Sorry,
Jaya the cat.
Did you name your cat Jaya?
Yes, I did.
Jaya,
Nice.
Cat.
Does Jaya the cat know you named a cat Jaya?
What's that? Does Jaya what?
Does the band Jaya the cat know that you
Yeah.
did that? Because
That's
Not
awesome.
yet.
Tight.
Not
oh,
yet.
yeah. Mike will be sure to let him know for a long period of time.
Nice. I see some
I
new
checked
Jaya the cat merch coming eventually
Yeah.
with pictures of that little guy.
Oh, there's the other one.
There he is.
There she is. Brother and sister. The terror.
I have brothers and sister cats too.
Oh, yeah?
Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Ah, great names. Great names.
They're standing me up right now.
All right. All right.
Well,
All right,
All
guys.
right, guys, if you guys anybody watching want to drop in the comments, what are the names of your cats? Because I feel like this has more room to get weird.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of kitten right there.
Those are babies. They're going to be big.
Yeah, they're getting there. They're terrorizing us right now. They're like in the terrible twos of Catland, man. It's like
Up all night.
we're not sleeping that much. I swear. Like I didn't think it was going to be like this. It's been a while. Since
They might just be assholes for life, though. You don't know yet.
God,
Oh.
don't say that, dude.
Update on Walter the Corgi. He is completely healed. No more cone. He's doing good. So Walter the Punk Rock Corgi had his nuts chopped and he's doing all right. So.
Oh damn! Good for him.
Yeah.
Get some, Walter. We're with you, brother.
Good for him. I don't know if it was good for him.
No, he didn't like it very much. I think he hated the cone more than anything else. So
Yeah, the guy. I could
Good
imagine
for him that he got better.
I mean, even when like human men get like vasectomies, my reaction is always good for you. So, that's probably right.
So apparently there's a Daisy May or a Fat Tux.
Oh,
Those are good names.
Yeah.
Helen got a little cat adopted last week. That's good.
Nice.
So we try to just have some fun and see what people are talking about out there. It's the cats and dogs they keep me sane. My dogs keep me sane. I do have 5. So
5?
5 dogs. Yep, 5 dogs. We have 3 corgis ranging in age from 10, 9, and 2. And then we have a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old mixes that Tina rescued. When Tina and I became a family, I had 2, she had 2, and then we got one of our own. So we're playing our little fur Brady Bunch over here. So
Good thing they're little. That'd be a lot of dog food.
Well, they're little. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, none of our dogs are over 30 pounds. So I know, Nathan and Shelby Maxwell have 2 Great Danes that are over 100 pounds each. So, yep.
Wow,
And then, so,
Yeah.
little guy right here.
yep.
Oh, Halloween is natural.
Where's Loca? Sammy, is Loca with you?
Say hi.
I'm at work, man.
Yeah.
You're still on the clock.
That makes it a get dead moment. The fact that Sammy is still on the clock. That's I love that.
I was gonna say, I was like, we get a
Me and
quote
Sammy
for
actually
every
work together.
musician that we have, or there's a moment every single week, like Bowling for Soup was Tastes Like Chicken. Yours is now I'm at work, man. So,
Yep.
So
right,
are you guys each in your own car parked next to each other right now?
For us? No. We've been working on different jobs.
Oh,
Yep.
there's a Cassie snoring away from us. So Kate is one of our very dear friends up in out on Long Island. She's a fantastic woman and we love her to death. And it's really cool seeing the interaction we get every week on this because it's just punks helping punks. It's a pretty rad thing, and we try to stay out of politics and everything. I mean, obviously there's going to be some stuff, but we try not to take any sides. We try to lead people to, like we have had our big voting initiative and trying to push everybody to vote. And it's still up there, guys. If anybody needs a ride or a companion to go to the polls, you don't feel safe going to the polls, feel like there's going to be some intimidation, I can call around and find some big punk with a mohawk or something to go with you. I think that might back some people down, but that's out there. Email Rob at Punk Rock Saves Lives if you need help, and we'll do our best to find you somebody to help you out. Go vote, speak your voice, do whatever you want to do. That's not political. That's just your rights. So take advantage of it. Vote on local initiatives, especially, like we're trying to bring wolves back to Colorado. That's here. So bring back an apex predator to control, that shouldn't have ever been taken away. And that's why moose and deer herds are so out of control. And so many people wreck their cars because they hit deer that nothing's chasing them, except for hunters. But they're not like an apex predator. And then also there was some, text things for schools and stuff like that here. So study your local initiatives. Those are really important because, everything starts local. And punk rock.
That's really, really, really where your vote's going to count. I mean, every election season I get, especially presidential, I get kind of mad. People are like, oh, well, I don't like either of the candidates, so I'm not going to vote at all. Well, there's probably like 30 other things on your ballot that you can vote for. And your local judges, your local Senate, your local Congress people, like that's where your vote counts. That's where change happens. That's what's going to affect your own legislative session and the laws that affect your own county and your own state. And it's so important. As somebody who speaks at legislative session every single year, I can't tell you enough how it really matters that we have intelligent people who aren't just looking for like a hobby in their retirement. Because it's awful. It's so awful. And it's so easy. It's so easy to just vote and get somebody personally or somebody you've spoken to personally into those positions.
From the ground up.
Yep. And that's the thing about it. In the grand scheme of things, those top elections, I mean, there is some ways they affect you on a daily basis, but your local stuff really affects you on a daily basis. So please, even if you don't vote for president, you can leave that. You don't have to blank. You don't have to fill in every blank. If you don't know, don't vote because you don't know. Just skip that one. There were I think 30. Yeah, there were like 30 judges on the Denver ballot. I did my ballot today, and I was literally looking at them just quickly find out if these judges had, at least not done travesties, or something. And luckily, we had the resources here to find out, so.
So there's going to be a way for everybody in your states to figure out all of your judiciary stuff, all of the bond issues that are super important too, especially with bond issues. It's kind of like your state has that money, it's not like, oh, is this money that wouldn't come out of my taxes? It's already there. You just have to vote yes or no, whether or not you want it to go to like roads or schools. Super important.
Yep.
And just please, if you want like things like minimum wage, that's going to change in your state before it changes federally. Like we've seen that all over the country. That's where it's important. And that's something that they talk about every single year, and it's changeable.
I do agree with that comment that Luke just put up. I think that if you don't go exercise your right to vote, you shouldn't get the right to bitch about the politicians because you didn't play. If you say it and no matter what the results is, then you have every right to talk about it and bitch all you want. So I've always kind of felt that, and I think that's cool. There's a nice one. Yeah. Good point, Sid. You can, third parties and stuff like that. We are not a two-party system. Hopefully we can get to the point where we quit thinking we are. But we need to vote for the people that you find the way you want to think. Obviously it's kind of rough to say right now because we are crazy divided in this country. I don't remember it. I lived through the Reagan years, and when punk was everybody going against, Reagan and all of that. And I don't remember it. I remember it being mean, but damn, it seems like we are not happy people with anybody right now. And,
people are losing friends and family members over this stuff. It's like something I've never seen.
Yep. It's kind of crazy. And, I did our, I got one right here, our Make America Kind stickers and signs. Make America Kind Again. It was just a play. That's not political. It's time to fucking think about your fellow human a little bit, So
I think it's time for people to remember that they need to listen to their hearts and their stomachs and use their brains a little bit. Like, I think the society's gotten to a place where people are just begging to be told what to do and what to think and follow the herd based on the thumbs up, likes, and all the attention that people get off of following the herd. And punk rock was always about basically going against the grain. When corporations start enforcing your movement, you better be careful it hasn't been hijacked.
Yeah, very much so.
It's time for people to remember that they're not idiots, just like they're told they are. And that thing inside you that tells you this is wrong, this is not good, that inner voice, if we make that inner voice a collective voice, then we start to get something.
I think Sammy made it back in, so yeah. Sammy at work. I like it. Sammy and Kyle at work.
I just got off work.
All right, Kyle got off work. All right, I like that.
Yeah, I'm off the clock now.
There's our boy Rich Wilson just jumped in. Rich got his. I don't know if you saw the pictures. He got his artificial leg. Guys, Richard is one of the bouncers at Hogs where you were going to play for me in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
He left work. He left work right before COVID and was hit on his motorcycle and lost his leg. And we've been chronicling, and he's saying hello to everybody. But
I almost lost my arm in 2013. I rolled my car like 165 yards coming back from Vegas, falling asleep.
Holy shit!
And I don't know how I made it out alive, but I did.
They
almost amputated it.
Tell them how you made it out, Kyle.
What's up?
Tell them how you made it out, Kyle.
Oh, I kicked my way out of my car, and then a FedEx driver I was missing like 4 inches of my main artery in my left arm because the shattered glass ripped it out.
Oof. Okay.
And I was outside of Barstow, and I had to wait 45 minutes for a life flight, and then they flew me out to San Bernardino to a trauma center, and then went into surgery and came out 8 hours later alive.
Well,
yeah, pretty gnarly.
Even though it was gnarly, it was a damn good day. Apparently, that you're still with us, so that's rad.
Yeah, it's a miracle. Totally.
Why is that funny?
Sammy, what's going on here?
This fucking fool thinks that he got taken out of the car by ghosts. He sees ghosts.
I never said that. I never said that.
Oh my god. Dude.
Scotty got one of the cats. There you go. Oh, cat line.
Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, get Dead's cats. All right, it's
get cats.
I like
so
it.
I've got a few questions for you guys, if you don't mind.
All right. The cats or the Get Dead?
The ones that will respond.
Good answer.
So like Rob said prior, the feedback on this, and it's only been out for under a month, has been phenomenal for like we all follow the punk scene. I follow much more than that, and I got to say the feedback on this specifically has been just phenomenal with how often and how much it's coming back to you guys, and it's really great to see.
Yeah.
Love that it's, although not clearly Halloween themed, you have the album called Dancing with the Curse within October. So what came up with the album title?
Sammy?
How did that come to be?
Sammy, you want to take one?
Yeah, I'll take one.
We're in like one of those escape rooms, right?
What's that?
We're in the escape room over at Fat Mike's when he kind of came up with that idea, I think, or no?
Yeah, we were trying to. The album was called like 6 different things, and then Dancing with the Curse. I forgot. I think I was reading up on. I went down the rabbit hole on like the as above, so below thing. like the occult stuff, and I really got into that. You know, I think I was just going through like a goth phase or something. But yeah, and it was just, I don't know, it felt like it fit for what was going on around us and shit. And it was actually more of like a commentary on my own personal life, not the world. I went through like a divorce when I was going through this whole writing process for this. So it's just like, I don't know, like Dancing with a Curse to me was just more of like, you know, you're just kind of navigating your problems all the time and just like trying to make it work, and fucking in the center of it, it's all bad from the get-go. You're just trying to make the best out of a shitty situation.
It's a good way to, nice, man. I mean, to go through such hardship but still come out with finding the light that you need, especially within music, is really a phenomenal thing. I'm glad that you found that.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Look how beautiful that is. You guys see that shit?
Yeah, you've got it. You guys are an hour behind us where I am, and it's dark here now. I'm sure it is where Dan is.
Oh yeah.
Dan's all the way over in Chicago, so you know. But
Rob, what part of Colorado are you in?
I'm in Denver. So
You're in Denver? Okay.
Yep. We live on the east side, in Denver proper, but towards on the airport side. So
okay, cool.
Do you know any of the guys that are in Boylesque dance troupe?
Yeah, I've seen them quite a few times actually. With they would jump in with dang it, Ooh La La out of yeah. So
yeah, my friend Orion Kreinen, we skateboarded together when I lived in Santa Rosa. Grew up in different shops. So it's like one of my good friends. He's in that Boylesque stuff. He's a phenomenal skater. I think he's a bartender at a bunch of bars there too.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. So that's
he's like super good looking guy, fucking perfect hair. You know what I mean? He's like what you think about in fucking Werewolves in London song where he's like his hair was perfect.
Yeah.
That's that dude, for sure.
And that's our first Warren Zevon quote. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There we go. Richard's wanting to get, now that he's got, if you notice, that's his leg right there. If you can see it in the picture.
I thought it was a gas tank.
Yeah, and he put one of our stickers on it, but they painted it with the Hogs logo. It's pretty rad. So
he's talking about actually, because it does look a lot like a gas tank for a motorcycle. So he's actually talking about his buddy pinstriping it. And I hope, Rich, that you actually go through with that and just have it match your bike, because that would be ever. So do that.
Yes, it's kind of crazy that we've had Rich to rally about, and Rich has jumped in and he's learned a lot on all of these talks. You know, I'm trying to normalize telling, you know, I'm a 50-year-old punk. I was brought up, I say this a lot, but I was brought up that we hid our feelings, and if you fell down, you rub dirt on it and you get up. You know what? It's okay to tell someone you love them. It doesn't matter if they're your friend. It doesn't matter if they're your bud. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to get people to loosen up with that. You know, it's okay to say you love people. It's okay to admit that, hey, I'm down. I need some help. You know, and the whole Hope for the Day situation, if any of you did Warped Tour or anything with us over the years, those guys have been phenomenal at trying to destigmatize the idea that it's okay not to be okay. And so a lot of us have jumped with that. You know, mental health has become a huge thing with us through COVID. We've found an avenue to talk and be there for people, and it's really cool. He does say it kind of does look like a tank. Maybe I'll turn it into one.
One of the really fortunate things about being in a band with like true friends, which not that many bands have, like years into it, is that sometimes I don't know how I feel for sure, and I can call any one of these guys and be like, "Yo, I'm checking in, dude," and bounce a few things off of them and kind of reset. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's nice. It's a nice
It's
unit.
also nice having like the accountability for it too. Like when I was going through my divorce, I started going down a little rabbit hole with some substance abuse problems, and like the whole time, like at least once a week, one of the boys would call me and be like, "Hey, just checking in. What are you doing, buddy? Like you're on notice, you know." And just knowing that people are there to like noticing you kind of fucking yourself up, like is what helps you get out of that. You realize that people do give a fuck about you. So if you ever see a friend struggling, or you think your friends are fucking up, you need to be their friend and tell them that they're fucking up.
Yeah, because it's not easy to tell them sometimes. But do it anyway. That's what a friend is.
Even just as much the ones that it seems like they have it all together, because none of us do in the long run. Not one of us has it. No one. It's impossible to have it down to a T. But the ones that fake it just as much are the ones that struggle the hardest. Because just like you said, Scotty, like it's so hard. It's for anyone to be open. So not just anyone specific, but everyone.
Yeah, it's weird. You just got to get that past that little hurdle of fear to just like feel. I don't know why it's this way, but to feel weird about just getting out there and saying to somebody, "Yo, I care about you, dude," and just making sure you're doing okay. It's not a big deal. You know?
Damn straight.
I love it.
I'm happy to hear you guys like talk about, like checking on each other, because this is, I don't mean to like get too deep onto like this side of shit, and it's not something that obviously like hasn't come up for you guys, but I've always wondered, especially with bands that are like full of guys, when guys specifically are kind of like, it's harder for them to talk about their emotions and their feelings. When you guys are trapped in a van together for 8 hours long, I've always wondered how do you not talk about it? Like how do so many bands seemingly avoid the way that they're feeling?
It's kind of funny.
What you guys do.
Ironically, on tour, specifically on tour, we have kind of a rule, and it's like you keep your fear to yourself because it's contagious. And unless you have like a real fucking problem that you need to address right then we'll catch up after for sure, and we'll make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, everybody gets hugs on Sunday.
It is always tough in that van. I've spent many a years with
road.
Yeah, dude. In that van, when's the other time in your life when you spend 10 hours sometimes at a time with your thoughts, your dark thoughts that you've been kept keeping in the closet your whole life?
It is hard. And that's why I wonder, like,
it is a painful growth process, especially when you're hungover.
Yeah.
But that hungover, wondering what you did,
why
you're there, and you're stuck, and you can't get out, and you probably got to piss, and it's always
it's not for the faint of heart, for sure.
No, people think that guys get into this to be rock stars and all that stuff, but no. The work behind the scenes is insane. And the way I've done it with Love, Hope, Strength before this, and now with Punk Rock Saves Lives, is when I'm touring with, say, I come out with you guys to do some kind of social engagement at the shows, I'm following y'all in my RV. So I'm out there by myself in the country. So there's a lot of thinking going on. There's a lot of dialing friends, and just to have someone to talk to when you're driving, and there's, so. It's not for the faint of the heart, and the substance abuse thing can be crazy, because especially like our friends in Flogging Molly, or you guys that are known as a little more of a band that has fun, everybody when you come to their town thinks that's their big night to party. It's their one night out. And
I've been waiting for a month, but you've been doing it every night for a month. It's pretty weird.
You're crispy. You're on, you're burnt on the edges, and you gotta decide to go that next night, or you just got to tell everybody, nope. My good excuse is I drive myself, so I'm always like, guys, I got to drive 3 hours tonight. I can hang out a little while, but I'm gonna have a Diet Coke, And so luckily
how do we normalize like using that time in like a productive manner? Like, is that something that you think would help you guys or help the scene? Because from like our perspective over here, we see musicians like committing suicide or dealing with substance abuse or treating like or abusing women, and then it's like I always keep hearing like the rest of the band is like, oh man, I had no idea. And I'm like, how do you not have any idea? And how do we change that? How do we make it so bandmates have that idea of their friends, of their family members when you have that much time with somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it just all boils down to communication, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know something's going on, how are you gonna fix it?
Exactly.
Very, very true. All right. Well, we have hit that beautiful 45-minute point, and I like to close every week with this, and with this many people, it's going to take a few minutes. And I didn't tell Mike about this. I should have told you to tell the guys in advance, but I'll blindside you with it a little bit. And I'll throw it to either Dan or Mackenzie first because they knew it was coming. But is there an album, an artist, a poet, anything that you've been paying attention to the last few weeks that have helped you get through something, even a podcast or whatever, that's helped you remain positive through all this that you think would help out somebody? So in other words, throw something cool out there for someone to check out. And Dan wasn't here last week, so I'm going to throw it to Dan first. What have you been listening to through this move and everything?
So I was listening to a podcast with Zach from Rise Against on it, and I didn't know he had like a side project with, I think it was the Riverboat Gamblers.
It is. It's the
Draculas, and they brought out like a new album. And it's like nobody knows about them. I'm going to give like the online description because it's freaking long, but it's like a sonic marriage of proto-punk, garage, 1980s synth, and new wave with lyrical content to match. And it truthfully does. And that's been like my go-to lately. Just something new.
I'm going to cry because I was supposed to see them on my birthday this year.
Dan, I saw
that. That sounded fucking
Riverboat
amazing.
Gamblers.
Yeah, they Zach at let's see, Punk Rock Bowling, probably 2013 or 14. I'm not positive, but I went over, being a Denver guy. Reno Divorce was playing at Beauty Bar and out in the back, and so I went over to see
Beauty Bar.
Yep. Went over to see my buddies in Reno, and didn't realize Riverboat Gamblers were the headliner, and Zach was there playing with them for fun. I thought that was rad, and then they end up in a band together later, and so go figure. You know,
It started right then.
Yeah, maybe that's
Lord and Savior Mike Webby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I saw them play recently, like right before the COVID hit at the bottom of the hill in San Francisco. And dude, I mean, I'm a big Riverboat fan from the way back.
Me too.
But yeah, man, it was great to see Mike. Mike's such a good partner. Like, he's like one of the best, right? Like, he's got so much energy. But yeah, Dracula's definitely a good one on the radar for sure.
Yeah.
What did he break? Was it his spine or was it he jumped
yeah,
off the car at Jackalope?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it was exactly. Yeah,
I'm just starting to tour again.
he's always jumping around. That's for sure.
Yeah.
well, yeah, he broke his neck, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man,
Something.
brutal.
That also
We need to bring him on. I think I have his number from back in the day. So.
Yeah. That actually happened. That happened to, believe it or not, Corey Taylor of Slipknot too. He broke his neck being just on stage and being fucking nuts, and didn't know it. You know, he did a bunch of
big old neck too.
Insane
God.
story. So it was Mayhem Festival. It's like the first one ever. My friend and I were there. We're in high school, and it starts pouring rain. And I don't know if you've been to the Journal Pavilion in Albuquerque, but it's all like in a pit. And so all of a sudden, there's like 6 inches of water on the ground. They had to shut down the entire show. Everyone's like ducking for cover underneath like merch tents. And my friends and I are next to this guy in a wheelchair. We're like, this guy looks really familiar. We couldn't figure out why. All of a sudden, he gets on stage with Slipknot. It was their keyboardist had jumped off a stack like 2 days before and broke both his legs. So we're just sitting there for like 3 hours right next to him, just like this random guy in a wheelchair. And all of a sudden, we just like get on stage. I was like, oh shit. He didn't have the mask on, obviously. Anyway, sorry.
Well,
You got me all stoked. I forgot about that story.
You guys are too old for gymnastics.
yeah. When I did that Ozzy Osbourne tour for Love Hope Strength, Slipknot opened that whole tour, and of all weird things, they had me introduce Slipknot every night, which is
Wow.
that's a pretty big crowd. Yeah, it was really good for the marrow donor program because I got up there and I was like, hey, let's save lives. This is what we do. And Aussie fans, if they were young enough, came out and signed up after Slipknot every night. It was pretty rad. I mean, after Stone Sour, not Slipknot. But
how did it sound? How did it sound? You have to do it for us.
It was pretty fun. It was cool. And I took Irk, the punk rock corgi, up on stage with me every night, and he loved it. So I had one of my corgis on that whole tour. So he has a little metal vest or a little like battle vest he wears on tour. And
can you hear anything anymore?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
little dog earmuffs, dude.
Yeah.
You can put cotton.
It's fine.
You can put cotton in there. They don't like it, but All right. Let's jump over to Scotty. What have you been? Anything you've been listening to or reading?
I was gonna contribute because we were talking about mental health and this and that, and I was going to throw out the Theo Von podcast. I've been doing a lot of trimming lately because I'm only doing 2 days at the bar because of all this stuff, and so that's a lot of hours sitting around. So I listen to podcasts, and the Theo Von podcast is this dude. He's sober now. He's got a lot of fun stories from his past. He's a Southern boy. He's got a good way of telling stories. But the main part is that this guy is keeping it on the PMA all the time, the positive mental attitude. And, if you're ever feeling shitty and you want to laugh, and that's a good one to listen to.
It's right. There it is. There's PMA.
Nice.
Kind of the Bad Brains writing, but it's hard to show on this. But
it is not an episode of our PMA sessions unless Rob finds a moment to flash his tattoo.
Yeah, and we got to get it. The fun part is most of our punks that are into PMA have it tattooed on them somewhere, and they show it every time. So hopefully Dan got that podcast. He usually posts them down here in the recap and everything. All right, Kyle, what's been blowing you up lately?
I'm all over the place. I listen to everything. Listen to like some Super Joint Ritual, Phil Anselmo's side project from Pantera. I don't know. I was more of a metal guy growing up, honestly. So I still listen to the harder stuff. I listen to jazz, hip hop. I like RX Bandits. It's heavy in rotation right now.
Nice.
They're like a ska type of reggae punk type band. They're pretty good. I don't even know if they're a band anymore, actually.
They've been doing a little bit of stuff on the side, yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. Podcast wise, probably just Joe Rogan. Listen to that all the time. That's about it, They're just listen. We all share the Bluetooth at work and stuff too, so everyone else has their stuff going and trying, discover new music and stuff. But
that's always good to listen to other people's taste. You can always you might pick up something cool. Mike, what's been blowing you up?
Well, first of all, I will say that these little guys have been making me feel way, way better about life. Having a pet, like we lost our cat, our old kitty, about 6 months ago, and having like new additions to the family, it just makes life better, right? It just helps with everything. I really feel fortunate right now to have two little new ones in the family. It just makes life go better, So yeah. Other than that, just something to pass on for music. I've been listening to a lot of Shovels and Rope lately. It's like
they are phenomenal people.
Husband and wife, like I don't know, it's kind of like American folk. Bluegrassy country stuff, acoustic. It's one of my new jams for sure.
They were big supporters of Love, Hope, Strength, and I've done tours with them, and we always have fun with each other because I'm a Savannah guy. I was raised in Savannah, Georgia. They're from Charleston, and even though we call each other Twin Cities, we like to make fun of each other too, and so we had fun with the fact that they called me their Savannah boy. And I will say she gave Carrie Ann is her name. She gave the best shout out for and not far from you guys. I believe it or not, with Love, Hope, Strength, I didn't do all punk music. We went to different festivals, but I went to the High Sierra Festival to sign people up, not too far from you guys out there. And very, very hippie fest, but you would think hippies would care about saving other lives. So, but we were sitting there at our tent and she was about to go on and she came over, appeared to the back of our tent. And I was like, Carrie Ann, what are you doing? She goes, hey, I'm about to go on. I'm gonna give you a shout out. And I was like, and yes, I was trying to do that South Carolina accent there, but she gets up on stage and they're one of the first bands of the day. And people are hungover, the sun's out. The hippies are like using our tent to try to get shade and all sorts of stuff. And she gets up on the stage and she goes, hey, my friends in Love, Hope, Strength are over here. And if you were an asshole to someone last night or today, you can make up for it by going over there and getting on the Marrow Donor program.
Nice.
And I was like, holy shit. And right after, like 10 people walked up and went, okay, I was an asshole. And they signed up. And I was like, quite possibly, I've had some amazing shout outs for all the charities over the years, but that one stands out. So great people. And if you like, I've always thought bluegrass is very akin to punk rock. I think there's a lot of similarity, just done differently. And but check into that. Check into Shovels and Rope. They're incredibly talented. Yeah, and they trade back vocal and they switch instruments too. So like
husband and wife duo.
It's unbelievable. So all right, Mackenzie, what have you been kicking around with this week?
Okay, so this actually kind of goes with the story. Last week, just random Spotify playlist played a couple of songs that I hadn't heard in probably 10 years off of a record called Nightmerica that was released by a band called Love Equals Death, which was members of the Tsunami Bomb in 2006.
John.
And I kind of forgotten about him for a while, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there, I'm driving, I'm like, man, like I wish this band would come back. You know, like there's no reason they shouldn't. About 40 hours ago, they made an Instagram page. They're releasing new music on Friday. Go check out Love Equals Death because they're sick. That album Nightmerica got me through so much, and I have such high hopes and expectations for this new one. It's going to be amazing. They have a live stream coming up. We're going to try to get them here. Again, they're awesome. Please check them out. And that I'm just listening to Nightmerica all the way through over and over and over again because I didn't realize how much I missed it.
Yeah.
That's right. And
those dudes played on the stage me and Timmy had in our backyard when we lived in Chico, and we'd throw shows, and that must have been back in like 95 or 2005, 2006.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I think the record came out in like 05, 06, and it was just kind of like I got a notification on my Instagram from a picture I posted in like 2013 in one of their shirts, like, hey, anybody remember this band? And then all of a sudden, yesterday, it was just like Love Equals Death likes your post. I was like, are you like just last week? I was like screaming, I'm like, I want this band to get back.
That's crazy. Yeah, those dudes rip.
Go listen to Love Equals Death. Their live shows are incredible. Check out their live stream if you're not working Friday night. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. And with that, I know I kind of threw this one out there last week, but if you haven't watched it yet, In Declines, The Art of Protest is a 45-minute documentary that is phenomenal. We have all kinds of friends in it. Winston Smith is in it. Our very own Chris number 2 of Anti-Flag is in it. We've got my friend Jody Smith. Rise Against is in it. All your favorite people. Moby's in it. And so that's how you know it's good. Check it out because next week, day after the election, we are going to have In Decline joining us right here to talk about how to turn your anger into productivity and just how to stay motivated no matter what happens. So really excited.
I want to give Mackenzie a huge shout out for that one, getting them to come on the couple of days after the elections. That's going to be red. Hey, Sammy, while we have you, is there anything? Oh, we lost him again. That's the way it goes. He's driving, so I get that. Me this week, I'm going to say, believe it or not, I want to give a shout out to Topo Chico. And this is
well deserved.
It's so Texas. Whenever we're in Austin, this was like gold, and they're finally getting it out to like different places in the country. So it's the best.
Just now getting Topo Chico up in Denver?
Yes.
The first time I had Topo, I was in Chicago in like 2015, and then it finally started showing up at Albuquerque a couple years ago. But we're a little closer to Texas than you are, and Mexico. But
the Topo Chico with lime just makes me feel good.
Grapefruit.
Right now, I don't feel good, so it's helping. So I'm surprised I haven't. Can somebody tell Richard where to find In Decline?
Rich. Okay, so it's just at In Decline, one word. I'm going to put it down here on Instagram. I believe they have Facebook. They're also at Punk Rock Bowling every year, so I wouldn't doubt if you've actually met them before. But yeah, sorry.
And that is their documentary is, where is it, on Netflix?
It's streaming on Rolling Stone. So
Rolling
there should
Stone.
be a link to them.
Is it streaming now? Oh wait, or
yes.
the day? Okay, awesome.
Whenever. So
yeah,
it's on Rolling Stone. So just go to rollingstone.com, search The Art of Protest, and it's right there. It's only 45 minutes, but they've been working on it for years. They worked on it. Like, there's clips that they put in that literally came from the week before they released the documentary. So they just till the very end were just making it as perfect as they could, and it's really, really beautiful. Goes all the way back to like the civil rights movement and the art and the protests happening then, all the way to now, and what they're doing. For those of you who do punk rock bowling or are familiar, it's the same group of people who made the plaster statues of Donald Trump naked and put them around the country, and Fat Mike got to blow the head off one of them. Same people.
We've collaborated with those guys 2 times.
Once. Didn't you guys have some music in one of their videos?
Yeah,
that video down in LA with people on leashes like dogs for E-Pop's I Want to Be Your Dog. That was nice. The first collaboration, and then like they did the video for our new song Pepper Spray.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I do like the cover. I always have to ask what made you feel like you had had what it took to cover Iggy Pop's I Want to Be Your Dog, because it's you guys, and I've seen Modern Life is War do it, and it's always great and it's always exciting, but I'm just like, it's got to be kind of a scary thing to cover.
We covered very few songs we cover, and so I mean, I think like it's like, hey, if you're gonna do it, you better do it balls out.
That's fair. Well, you killed it, and
we got outside In Decline to do it, and we just happened to be in the studio working on this record. And they asked us, and we were able to bang it out like in a couple of days. It was perfect timing. And then like a couple of days later, it was like they did the protest down in LA, and cool.
Well, that was a really good tie together there. It's almost like I almost feel like we planned that. We didn't plan that.
Almost like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, totally.
That's the beauty of this little thing that we have going on here, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was actually really shocked to see in the documentary a girl who I went to art school with in their documentary too, and I'm like, I knew In Decline separately from her, and then I was just like, whoa, that's like a moment of 2 of my worlds kind of colliding.
Yeah,
kindred sisters.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it again this week because it looks like I might be. Until I get my test results, I'm kind of staying home. So I got some stuff to watch at least. Well, like I close every week, I can't believe I made it through it without a coughing fit. So this has been pretty cool. Topo Chico to the rescue. I close every week by telling everybody that I love you. That's across the board. I know some of us might have had crosswords in the past and stuff like that, and we might have differing opinions. But you know what? Everybody has value. Let's make sure we remember that in these hard times. And it's okay to tell your friends you love them. Please do. And I think that is the beauty of this plague. There it is. I like that. Good words. I always screw her name up, Denia. I think that's right. She'll tell me. She always tells me if I get it right. But
Denia, it's okay. He still gets my name wrong, and I've known him for 5 years.
I just want to call you Waters instead of Walters.
That's fine. It reminds me to drink water. It's fine.
Yeah. So go out there, do something kind in your neighborhood. Even if you're staying locked down, if you see something, just check on your neighbor. It's that simple. Something that little can make a huge difference in the world. Everybody's alone. Everybody's scared right now. It's okay to be a friend and just yell across the fence if you need to. If you have any symptoms like I did today and last night, go get tested. It's weird having those things up your nose, but But if you can, go get tested just to make sure that you're taking care of everybody else. Wear your damn mask. There's just shouldn't be an argument about that. We're all humans and we're taking care of each other. So please wear a mask. It's not a control issue. It's a good human issue. And hey, make America kind again. One love. Up the punks. Let's hear it for Get Dead for being with us. We love you guys. If the Stern brothers don't book you early or into next year's Punk Rock Bowling, we would love to get you back. We didn't get to have you because of COVID. So if for some reason that's the way our relationship works with the Sterns, they book, I wait till they're done. And then I am allowed to book the bands that they even give me the bands that were like right on their list that they ran out of room for. So it's really cool. We have a great relationship with the Sterns. And check out Get Dead's discography. Go get everything you can. Support good people, good bands, fun bands. I like fun bands. I like it. Y'all have fun when y'all rock, and that's great. And yes, Jeremy, everybody go vote. Like we said, don't here's mine. Everybody, it's like a rite of passage, but there's mine from earlier today. So drop your ballots off. Even if you don't care about national politics, vote for your local stuff. Take care of your community. We love you to death. We'll see you soon. All right. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
See you next
Cheers.
time.
And